And the secret Santa who saved Christmas for a family burglarized in New Jersey. Today in New York starts right now. Good morning. It is Friday, December 25th, Christmas Day. Merry Christmas. I'm Natalie Pasquarella, in for Darlene Rodriguez.
And I'm Gus Rosendale, in for Michael Gargiulo. Good to share the holiday with you as we get started here. Rafael Miranda, in for Chris Cimino, joining us now with the forecast. A little fog out there and 61 degrees, probably worth noting as well. Right?
That's right, guys. Yeah, very Merry Christmas and a very warm Christmas. In fact, the warmest Christmas on record now in New York City. We broke the record overnight into the early morning hours. It's still very mild, though, 61 degrees outside right now. We have been as warm as 66 degrees throughout the overnight. Lots of clouds, and we are tracking that patchy, dense fog just like yesterday. It's mild through the afternoon. Today's high temperature in the mid-60s. Lots of clouds and maybe a few sprinkles towards the end of the day. Overall, it should be mostly dry on this warmest Christmas in New York City history. Let's take a look at that early Christmas commute. Lauren Scala has that. Hey, Lauren.
Oh, good morning. I hope you do not have to commute today, but if you are headed out the door right now, we do have a closure, an overnight accident on Route 28. So that's shut down in both directions out between Route 22 and Country Club Road. We also have the ramp closed from 22 eastbound to 28 in this area as well, so something to keep in mind. But I don't know where you're all going right now. We're going to take a live look outside at the Grand Central Parkway. There's plenty of cars out there, but the good news is you are in for a smooth ride. Really, this is what most of our major roadways look like, and we will have more weather and traffic ahead on the 4s.
Love to see the smooth ride graphic there. Thanks, Lauren. Thousands of people started Christmas Day at St. Patrick's Cathedral for the annual Midnight Mass. And today, New York's Catherine Craig is there now with this special service. Hey, Kat.
Very special indeed. Natalie and Gus, good morning to you and Merry Christmas on this warm Christmas Friday morning. As Cardinal Dolan put it always gives him a warm feeling when he's preaching and celebrating Christmas to the thousands of people who gather here at St. Patrick's Cathedral. As you can see, it was such a huge event. As it always is every year. You need a ticket to be here. Thousands of people gathered here at St. Patrick's Cathedral for Midnight Mass. Cardinal Dolan also welcomed 2 refugee families hosted by Catholic Charities who were there for the service. He didn't identify them, but said one family fled El Salvador, another Muslim family from the Ivory Coast were there. The Cardinal also reminisced about the Pope's visit just 3 months ago and how Pope Francis seemed surprised seeing St. Patrick's Cathedral in the middle of it all, in the middle of Manhattan, not in the middle of a huge plaza far away from crowds, but accessible for all to visit.
As the Holy Father commented, it's right here in the middle of things. And then he smiled and he said, that's where it should be, because that's where God is, right in the middle of things. I propose to you all this evening that is the message of Christmas.
And Cardinal Dolan did indeed say that is his Christmas message, that the church is everywhere, that God is everywhere. We want to give you a live look at St. Patrick's Cathedral. No more scaffolding. There hasn't been scaffolding here since Pope Francis's visit. It's really just amazing to see St. Patrick's Cathedral here. The first Mass, the first Christmas Day Mass, will take place around 7 o'clock this morning. And you'll also hear from Cardinal Dolan coming up in the next half hour, something he shared with the Today Show, also part of his Christmas message. We'll send it back to you, Natalie and Gus.
All right, Kat, looking forward to hearing more about that. Thank you.
And hours earlier at the Vatican, Pope Francis also celebrated Midnight Mass. In his homily, the pontiff spoke out against what he called people's intoxication with consumerism, hedonism, and wealth. In about an hour and a half, the Pope will deliver his annual Christmas message in St. Peter's Square. A call for peace at midnight Mass in the holy city of Bethlehem. Palestinian officials joined the faithful at the Church of the Nativity, thought to mark the birthplace of Christ. But the traditional crowds were not there. That is because of the ongoing violence on the West Bank.
And we learned late this morning that Palestinian security forces thwarted a terror attack planned against a popular prayer service in Bethlehem. Those arrested were linked to an ISIS group that's based in Nazareth. The group was allegedly planning to attack during a holiday prayer at the Patriarch of Jerusalem service.
4:34, time for weather and traffic on the 4s. And RAF is tracking a record-breaking Christmas this morning.
That's right. We're all wondering, how long is this going to last? Well, we have some changes coming over the next few days, guys, so we want to pay attention closely. Here's a look at your weather headlines for for today. Got that dense fog out there this morning. It is the warmest Christmas day on record in New York City. Those records go back to the 1800s, and that's just on top of the warmest Christmas Eve on record yesterday. And again on Sunday, another record in jeopardy as the warm weather lingers. Now, this is the fog that we're tracking right now. You can see visibility is down in many spots like Belmar, Trenton, and also West Hampton. You have some dense fog taking that visibility down to a quarter of a mile, and dense fog advisories in effect. We'll take a look at those in just a few minutes, but here's a live look at Storm Tracker. You can see we don't have any rain to worry about just yet. There may be a few showers later on today. Otherwise, just mild and mostly cloudy. A high temperature of 66 degrees. And again, the shower chance later on this afternoon. But we'll take another look at that dense fog advisory in effect and what it could mean for your travel plans. Speaking of travel, Lauren Scala has a look at that.
Hey there. Hey, good morning. Let's talk about mass transit. Plenty of you have places to go today, and there are a lot of changes to schedule. So New York City Transit buses, they're operating on a holiday schedule, as well as NJ Transit for New York City, though no BM1 through BM5 buses. Beeline, no service today, and DeKalb's operating on a Saturday schedule. As far as rail service goes, everyone's on a modified schedule, so you can still get around. Service is just a little less frequent. Alternate side of the street parking rules and meter rules are suspended today, so enjoy that. And we'll have more weather and traffic coming up on the 4.
Thank you, Lauren. A child was one of 3 people hit by a car on Christmas Eve in Nassau County. That accident happening just before 10 o'clock last night in Hicksville. Police say the car jumped a curb at Old Country and Newbridge Roads, if you know the area. And this new video just into our newsroom overnight shows shoes lying in the street and also a look at that badly damaged car. An investigation shut down the busy intersection for several hours. At this point, no word of any charges being filed against the driver.
In Brooklyn, a shocking development in a sexual assault investigation. Police have arrested a 14-year-old boy for allegedly attacking a woman inside her apartment building in East Flatbush. You can see that clear video of the suspect after the attack happened. Authorities say the teen grabbed the 33-year-old woman from behind, sexually assaulted her, and stole her cell phone and her money.
Thieves cannot steal the holiday spirit in one New Jersey community.
Everything was like a shambles. They went through the dresser, they went through the desk, they knocked everything over.
The Johansons were the latest victims in a string of break-ins that have been reported in Saddlebrook. Police say just 2 days before Christmas, a thief broke in through a back door and stole jewelry, a laptop, and an unopened TV that the couple had bought as a Christmas present. Well, a Good Samaritan heard about the burglary and came through in a big way.
Someone saw the story and they actually wanted to gift us a television. It's an amazing ending. This is really feels like Christmas.
And that generous donor wants to remain anonymous. Well, continuing the spirit of giving, volunteers working right now to prepare meals for thousands of needy families in New York. Today in New York's Mark Santee is with the City Meals on Wheels workers in Brooklyn right now. Mark, good morning and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Gus. And on Christmas morning, there is no place we would rather be than in the kitchen, a very busy kitchen right now. You see Ricardo's getting ready over here. Jackie's fixing the Spanish rice. Felix has all of the pernil going into the oven. They're going to be joined by hundreds of volunteers from City Meals on Wheels coming up in just a few minutes, actually. They're planning on getting nearly 10,000 meals out today to senior citizens across the city, many of them chronically disabled, arthritis, heart disease, diabetes. And the volunteers here are doing much more than just bringing a meal. They're bringing human contact, face-to-face contact on this holiday. So important. Today, a very special day for City Meals on Wheels. Today, they're celebrating 34 years, and they've delivered more than 50 million meals across the city. We're going to be here all morning with Jackie, Ricardo, Felix, and like we said, hundreds of other volunteers as they prepare a holiday meal for seniors across the city. Gus, Natalie, back to you.
All right, Mark, thanks to you and the whole crew over there in Brooklyn. We'll see you in a little bit.
Your time now is 4:38. A search is underway for the Grinch who stole Christmas decorations from a teenager's home in Connecticut. 15-year-old Chris Sauls of Bristol set up this elaborate display of inflatable characters on his front yard. This year, he also included a donation area for clothing and other items that will be sent to the local Salvation Army. Well, the thieves didn't touch the donations, but they made off with a reindeer set and 4 other decorations. Saul says he doesn't want to press charges, just wants everything returned. In Charlotte, North Carolina, gunfire caused panic inside a mall packed with Christmas Eve shoppers. Police say two groups of people got into an argument. One person pulled a gun and opened fire inside the upscale North Lake Mall. An off-duty police officer responded to the gunfire and shot a suspect who allegedly pointed a weapon in his direction. People inside scrambled to take cover while others ran for the exits.
People went running. They ran through the store, and they actually rushed right through the twins, grabbed the twins, and were gone. And I tried to, chase them down.
Authorities say the feud was not gang-related. That suspect who was shot was given emergency aid, but later died.
It's 4:39 as we continue the unholy night. A tornado tore through the southeast. The massive twister captured on camera, and the damage people are still discovering.
The church, not so far away, that's using a popular movie to bring in the masses.
And your weather and traffic on the 4 is coming up in just a moment.
Stay ahead of the storm with the NBC4 New York app. Tap the NBC4 logo in the corner and select the Weather tab. See the latest forecast, interactive radar, and even set the weather page as your home screen. Download the NBC4 New York app on the App Store now.
It is 4:42, and here are 4 things to know this morning. Police say an argument between two groups of people led to the death of a 16-year-old boy. The victim was shot multiple times in the back in the University Heights section of the Bronx. A 19-year-old also shot in the back, and he is in stable condition at St. Barnabas Hospital.
Nearly 500,000 Fiat Chrysler SUVs are being recalled for a second time. The automaker says a wiring problem could spark a fire inside the 2011 and 2012 model Jeep Grand Cherokees and Dodge Durango SUVs.
Hey, it's Christmas, but FedEx still planning to make deliveries today because of all the shipping delays. Officials say they had heavier than planned shipment volumes, and that severe weather out west put them behind.
And we can't say it enough. Today is the warmest Christmas on record, and it didn't take long to beat the record. We hit that at midnight.
That's right. Good morning, guys. Yeah, the warmest Christmas day continues out there with temperatures in the 60s, but also we have some patchy fog that we want to deal with, and we have a dense fog advisory in effect for this morning for Nassau, Suffolk County. You can see all these counties in New Jersey shaded in gray, especially right along the coast. That's where we're seeing the worst fog this morning. We're seeing visibility reduced. That means you need extra time if you're driving anywhere. Please be careful on this Christmas morning. Temperatures are in the low to mid 60s. It's very warm still. 63 in Howell, 61 in Sayreville, and it's 60 degrees in Woodbridge. Temperatures are in the 50s and 40s, so you can see there's a cold front that did move through yesterday, and feeling the effects of that in the Hudson Valley. Much cooler this morning in Monticello. It's 41 degrees, still above average, but much warmer than much colder than yesterday, actually. Here's a look at Storm Tracker, and you can see a very quiet picture. No rain to worry about just yet. Now let's talk about the weekend, because how long will this warm weather last? It's over tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big cool down. Temperatures back to the low 50s. Again, still above average, but we're going to feel a big difference. A couple of showers possible. It's damp as we start the weekend. And then we're back to record warm temperatures for your Sunday, 66 degrees. The record for the day, 63. I think we'll easily beat that on Sunday. Chance for a few more showers there. And then on Monday, another turnaround weather-wise. We'll take a look at that in the 7-day forecast. But here's a look at Future Tracker in 9 o'clock this morning. Looking nice and dry. Lots of clouds, though. A couple of showers later on today, especially off to the south. If you live down the Jersey Shore, that's where you have the best chance of seeing some rain as we head throughout the afternoon and even in the evening around 6 p.m. You can see that's where the main focus of that rain is, right along that stalled out front. To the north of town, maybe some sunshine, even a nicer day for you. And as we head into Saturday to start the weekend, should be a dry start, but then watching those showers increase throughout the day again on your Saturday. For today, 66, your record high temperature in Central Park, making it the warmest Christmas day on record. Records go back to the 1800s. Now look at those temperatures. Sunday, another record, 66. My Monday, we're down to the low 40s for high temperatures. Wind chills in the 20s and 30s. And then Monday night, we could even see a wintry mix north and west of town changing over to rain. So definitely want to keep our guard up over the next few days. Even though it's so warm right now, there is a little hint of winter coming our way. Let's see what Lauren Scala's got cooking on the roads right now. Hey there, Lauren.
Hey, Rafi. Good morning, everyone. Merry Christmas. Unfortunately, we do have a road closure right now. We had 28 closed in New Jersey. That reopened, but right now the Major Deegan is shut down southbound out between Van Cortlandt Park South and West 230th Street. That's all with an accident investigation. So I'll continue to keep you updated on that. Let's head over to, we'll head outside actually. Here's the Brooklyn Bridge. Things moving along nicely here. No road work getting in your way this morning. And similar story over on the Belt Parkway, but Rafi's been talking about low visibility in certain areas, and you can certainly see that that is an issue out here. So this is the Belt out by JFK Airport. Things still moving along okay, but do take it easy. Alternate side of the street parking rules and meter rules, they are suspended today, and we will have more weather and traffic ahead on the 4s.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Police are investigating an alleged bias attack on a Jewish student at Medgar Evers College in Brooklyn. Investigators say the 24-year-old victim was chatting with classmates when the suspect bumped into him and then punched him in a hallway inside the school's academic building. When a witness asked why he hit the victim, the suspect responded by saying, quote, "I don't like white people and Jewish people," and walked away. Police are trying to determine if the attacker is also a student. 1 week from today, funeral services will take place for a Long Island man who was killed by a suicide bomber in Afghanistan. Louis Bonacasa was a staff sergeant with the Air National Guard. He was one of 6 U.S. service members killed in an attack on Monday. Bonacasa's funeral will be held at the New Beginnings Christian Center in his hometown of Coram. He'll be laid to rest at Calverton National Cemetery. In Chicago, protesters call it Black Christmas. They filled the city's Magnificent Mile to demonstrate against a police shooting. Protesters tried to dampen holiday sales, and they demanded the resignation of Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel. They remain furious over the mayor's handling of last year's fatal police shooting of teenager Laquan McDonald.
People in Mississippi and Tennessee are spending Christmas sifting through the aftermath of the monster tornado there. A surveillance camera captured the 136-mile-an-hour tornado as it roared through Holly Springs, Mississippi Wednesday. You can see the dark clouds they're moving in. The storm swept up a car and tossed the vehicle, killing a 7-year-old boy inside. Officials say that twister could have been on the ground for 150 miles, starting in Mississippi and ending in Tennessee. Throughout the South, violent weather has killed at least 14 people. In Northern California, tornadoes also touched down on Christmas Eve. In El Dorado County, a storm caused one tree to topple over, crushing a car. It also tore down fences, ripped apart roofs. In the town of Folsom, someone recorded a funnel cloud forming. You see it there. No reports, though, of anyone being injured in those storms.
A bus came crashing into a building in central England, injuring more than a dozen people there. That bus apparently collided with a car before smashing into the offices of a guide dog charity. You can see the bus right there. Now, nobody in this building was hurt, but 2 people in the car and at least 11 people on that bus were treated for minor injuries.
New York City has a Christmas gift for more than 50,000 homeowners who are poor, elderly, or disabled. It's a $115 break on their next water bill. The credit's part of the Home Water Assistance Program. That program started last year. It is expanding now to include people who qualify for the Federal Home Energy Assistance Program or for property tax exemptions for senior citizens or the disabled. That credit will show up automatically on their next bill.
All right, now we've already showed you a few traditional Christmas Eve religious services. Now we got one that's not so traditional.
This is interesting. One New Jersey church tried a different approach for their services this year, and as News 4's Rob Schmidt shows us, the force was with them.
We're going to tell you the story of Christmas in a way you've probably never heard and hopefully will never forget.
It's called Cosmic Christmas, and it's a very different kind of church service that Senior Pastor Tim Lucas hopes can capture the ever-wandering minds of your kids.
The goal tonight is really to tell the message of Christmas in a fresh way. We're using the epic story of Star Wars to tell the greatest story ever told from the Bible.
Using dancing stormtroopers, it's the story of Star Wars as a sort of metaphor for the story of Jesus Christ. Tonight's service featured Han Solo telling the story, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, and kids could take a pic sitting on the lap of Darth Santa. It's a program that's gaining in popularity with the explosive release of the new Star Wars film, The Force Awakens.
On a typical Sunday, we have 4,000 people. Today, we've had double that, 8,000. I think people are excited not only about The Force Awakens, but hopefully their faith is awakening too.
Liquid Church is a non-denominational church and has 5 locations in New Jersey. It touts itself as a fresh look at Christianity. Tonight's service was certainly interesting. It freaked this little girl out just a little bit. But other kids loved it.
Awesome fun. It's so much fun. It looks amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That's too much.
I love it says on the cue sheet, Chewbacca making his noise.
I know, seriously, what the heck?
Well, whatever. Still to come. Actor Robert Downey Jr. gets a clean slate for Christmas, the official ruling he's been waiting for 15 years.
Have a tip for New York's biggest I-Team? Call 866-NEWS-244 or email tips@NBCNewYork.com.
Live look at the Alexander Hamilton Bridge just off the GWB. Smooth sailing for now, but a lot of people heading out this morning. Good to be with you at this point, though. Well, Mexico's Colima, or the fire volcano, as they put on a spectacular show on Christmas Eve. Got to show this to you. Just as the sun was rising, that rumbling volcano, look at this, spewed this cloud of volcanic ash. This was more than 6,500 feet into the sky. Now, earlier, you could see the glowing red-hot rocks and lava. Look at this. It was pouring from the volcano's crater. Now, no evacuation orders, thankfully, have been issued, but villagers there being warned to be on the lookout for falling ash.
Well, your time now is 4:53, and we are talking breaking records right now.
That's right.
It's
We're doing
fantastic.
again and again. It's going to be the warmest December on record in New York City, so this is just part of it. Yesterday, the warmest Christmas Eve. Today, already broken the warmest Christmas Day record. You can see there's your record tracker. Now, the previous high temperature was 64 degrees. That was back in 1982. 66 so far. That's the unofficial high temperature so far. I called my friends at the National Weather Service just to check. That's what they're telling me right now. We'll see as the day goes on if that continues to hold. But, yeah, that's the unofficial record of 66. Now we have another record in jeopardy, 63 on Sunday. That record goes back to 1949, and we're looking at a forecast of 66 degrees for your Sunday. It just goes on and on, but then there may be some snow in the future as well. So as much as we're talking about these record warm temperatures, our first taste of winter for parts of the tri-state may be around the corner. Not today, though. 66 your high again. Winds are light out of the north. A couple of showers are possible as you head into the afternoon and evening, but overall it's dry and just very mild on this Christmas day.
All right, Rafi, thank you.
Thanks,
Lauren
Rafi.
here, not a lot of traffic, but there are people out on the roads. And we're talking about the fog is one of the things, too.
Right,
Yeah.
they're certainly out there, and a lot of people are going to be using mass transit today to get around. Maybe you're coming in to see the tree, and if you are, we do have a lot of service changes. The Staten Island ferries operating on a holiday schedule, so every 30 minutes that will depart, but there's no service on New York Waterway or C Street ferries. And then if you're getting on the rails, Metro North is offering hourly service. The LIRR and NJ Transit are on a holiday schedule, or weekend, really, and PATH is operating on a Saturday schedule. So, of course, you can get around, just reduce service. We do have a problem on the Major Deegan, though. I'll have some details on that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Lauren, Rafi, thank you much. See you in a few.
Thanks, guys. TSA officers arrested a passenger who tried to carry a hidden ice pick through security at Newark Airport. Have you seen this yet? This is what officers found inside his cane. A TSA worker pulled this off the conveyor belt as it passed through his x-ray machine. A slight twist and a pull of the handle revealed the steel pick inside. Officers immediately seized the cane and they arrested the man. It is 4:55 right now. Robert Downey Jr. now has an official Christmas pardon from California Governor Jerry Brown. Brown says the Iron Man star lived an honest and upright life. That's ever since Downey was released from prison in 2000. He was convicted of drug-related offenses, but later went to rehab. Well, there's a Christmas bundle of joy for Bristol Palin. Sarah Palin's daughter gave birth Wednesday to a little girl named Sailor Grace. It's Bristol's second child. She was engaged to a Medal of Honor recipient, but that marriage was called off earlier this year.
Well, some drivers who were pulled over in the Bronx got quite a surprise from the NYPD.
There you go, look at that. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, instead of tickets, officers handed out toys to families in Edenwald after stopping their cars. The officers of the 47th Precinct say they got an overflow of donations during this year's holiday toy drive, so they gave toys away to drivers, bus passengers, and just families walking on the streets.
Well, he might not have antlers or a red nose, but one four-hoofed friend is spreading Christmas joy in Wisconsin. We want you to meet Mocha. This festive miniature horse has been greeting shoppers and helping to ring the Salvation Army red kettlebell in the town of Lake Wissota. Mocha's owner, Holly, says even the last-minute shoppers are slowing down to say hello and appreciate the spirit of Christmas.
I had one mom say, my daughter will remember this for the rest of her life, that she whispered into Mocha the elf's ears about her Christmas gift.
Well, Boca's owner says she loves the look in the faces of adults and children when they get to meet her little Christmas helper.
Well, that's this. One of many ways you can get a message to Santa.
Seriously.
And I remember, and there's nothing like that. I remember the first time, I think we were going out to like a Woolworths out on Long Island. The first time my mom explained what the Salvation Army was and the whole bell ringing campaign, and I think I had that year was the Friday after Thanksgiving. This is down in Lynbrook on Long Island, and I think I had $10 to do all my holiday shopping. You could do all that and a $1 left over, and my mom taught me the importance of doing that. No horse involved in that situation.
No.
I would have been excited by that.
And even the bell ringers, they're so fantastic.
With
Here
the
around
dancing
Rockefeller
now.
Center, they dance. They're great. They're great.
Terrific.
The spirit bright.
A lot more coming up at 5 a.m. And if you're about to head out the door, take us with you.
That's right. Keep watching Today New York. Download the News 4 New York app on your mobile device. Our next hour starts right now.
And it is a great start to Christmas Day. Already getting record warm weather. And, hey, the sun isn't even up yet.
Thousands packing into St. Patrick's Cathedral overnight for midnight mass.
And the spirit of giving at work right now. The organization preparing to feed thousands on this Christmas Day. Today New York starts now. Good morning and Merry Christmas. It's Friday, December 25th, Christmas Day. I'm Gus Rosendale in for Michael Gargiulo.
And I'm Natalie Pascarella in for Darlene Rodriguez. I want to start with Storm Team 4's Rafael Miranda in for Chris Cimino now. Joining us with the forecast, this warm, record-breaking forecast.
Just incredible, guys. I know already seen 66 degrees this morning and just getting started here. You can see in your day planner. Now, we do have some patchy fog out there, so watch out for that. Temperatures in the low 60s right now. Plenty of cloudiness throughout the day. It's not going to be a bright, sunny Christmas, but it will be warm for sure. Temperatures hovering in the 60s throughout the day. Lots of clouds. And
only problem on the roads, though, we'll take a live look outside at the George Washington Bridge, where it is pretty quiet out there, but things moving along nicely into the upper and lower level. You can head to any of your Hudson River crossings. You can really head to just any roadway right now with the exception of the Deegan, and you will have a smooth ride. We like that. We'll have more weather and traffic ahead on the 4s.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Thousands of people started Christmas Day at St. Patrick's Cathedral, of course, for the annual midnight mass. Today, New York's Catherine Craig there now with more on that special service. Catherine, good morning and Merry Christmas.
And Gus, good morning to you and Merry Christmas. And as you know, it is such a sight to see, a sight to behold here. Midnight mass at St. Patrick's Cathedral. First of all, you have the crowds lining up outside of the cathedral hours before midnight mass takes place. And then once you're inside, we want you to take a look. It is really quite majestic. Thousands of people gathering inside. You need a ticket to be inside, and there were some people on the outside trying to peek in, trying to hear the homily of Cardinal Dolan. He said it always gives him a warm feeling to celebrate Christmas with the thousands of people who gathered here. He also welcomed 2 refugee families hosted by Catholic Charities who were there for the service. He didn't identify them, but said one family fled El Salvador, another, a Muslim family from the Ivory Coast. They were all there. He talked about his Christmas message that the church, God is everywhere. It's something he also shared with Savannah Guthrie on the Today Show.
There's a freshness, there's a newness there all the time. This year, I think especially, because we so crave the hope and the light and the promise.
And Cardinal Dolan had a lot to talk about in his homily and his sermon. He also reminisced, Gus, about Pope Francis's visit here. Just 3 months ago, he shared an anecdote of what Pope Francis said when he arrived here to St. Patrick's Cathedral. A little bit taken aback, a little bit surprised when he saw the cathedral. We'll tell you all about that coming up in the next half hour. Back to you, Gus.
All right, Catherine, thank you very much. And great to see the cathedral with all the scaffolding holding off it after so many years. Thanks, Kat. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Speaking of Pope Francis, he'll deliver his annual Christmas Day message in St. Peter's Square in just about an hour. At midnight, he celebrated Mass. The pontiff also delivered his homily at the Vatican. He spoke out against what he called society's focus on extravagances and narcissism. Midnight Mass here in the holy city of Bethlehem. This was at the Church of the Nativity, believed to be at the birthplace of Christ. Palestinian officials joined the faithful there, but there are fewer pilgrims this year. That's because of the ongoing violence on the West Bank.
And we learned late this morning that Palestinian security forces thwarted a terror attack planned against a popular prayer service in Bethlehem. Those arrested were linked to an ISIS group based in Nazareth. Now, the group was allegedly planning to attack during a holiday prayer at the Patriarch of Jerusalem service. Security was tight and the service Services were subdued in France amid concerns over potential terrorist attacks there. Heavily armed French soldiers patrol churches across the country. France still under a state of emergency following the November 13th attacks, but the government says there have been no specific threats.
Well, your time now is 5:03. Definitely a morning where we didn't bring our coats in, because it just felt fantastic out there. I don't think you need it today.
No, that spring feel continues outside. No jackets needed, but you do need the fog lights on the cars. We have some dense morning fog out there on this Christmas morning. You can see in your weather headlines. We're tracking that for you. Also dealing with the warmest Christmas ever. Already we've seen temperatures breaking that record that went back to 1982. And we're doing it again on Sunday. Another record in jeopardy as we deal with this very warm December. Here's a look at the visibility that we're tracking. And you can see the trouble spots, Farmingdale, Long Island, visibility down to a quarter of a mile. It's Nassau, Suffolk County, and also areas down the Jersey Shore. We're good in the city, though. Visibility at 10 miles and looking pretty good in the Hudson Valley for the most part as well. Here's a live look at Storm Tracker. We're not tracking any rain out there. You don't need the umbrellas maybe until later on today. Probably south of town, Monmouth and Ocean counties, you may see some showers, and there's your record high temperature, 66 degrees. Lots of clouds on this Christmas, but it's 66 degrees, so enjoy it. We'll take a look at the 7 dangers to view right now. Lauren Scala's here with a look at your commute. Hey, Lauren.
Thanks, Raphael. I hope you don't have a commute today, but if you do, a new accident out there on the roads. 280 westbound out by exit 16 Cleveland Avenue. 3 lanes shut down right now, so I'll continue to keep a close eye on that. If you're going to be using mass transit to get around today, as far as the buses go, New York City buses, they're on a holiday schedule, but there's no BM1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 service. NJ Transit's also on a holiday schedule. No service for Beeline, and DeCamp is on a Saturday schedule today. Alternate side of the street parking rules are suspended, as well as meter rules, and we'll have your next weather and traffic update on the 4s.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Another story on the roads we've been following today. At least one child was among 3 people hurt when a car jumped a curb on Long Island. That accident happened just before 10 o'clock last night in Hicksville at the intersection of Old Country Road and Newbridge Road. Nassau County Police haven't released a lot of details. They're still working this, but video from the scene you can see shows shoes lying in the street, and also we're seeing a car with front end damaged, also a shattered windshield. There's no word yet on the condition of the 3 people who were hit.
Coming up on 5:05 right now, new this morning, police say an argument between 2 groups of people led to the death of a 16-year-old boy. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene, shot multiple times in the back. He was found in front of 2270 Jerome Avenue. That's in the University Heights section of the Bronx. A 19-year-old was also shot in the back. He's in stable condition at St. Barnabas Hospital. In Brooklyn, police have arrested a 14-year-old boy for allegedly sexually assaulting a woman inside her apartment building in East Flatbush. This is video of the suspect after the attack allegedly happened. Authorities say the teen grabbed the 33-year-old woman from behind, assaulted her, stole her cell phone and her money. He is charged as an adult.
It's Christmas, but thieves cannot steal the holiday spirit in one New Jersey community.
Everything was like a shambles. They went through the dresser, they went through the desk, they knocked everything over.
And the Johansons were the latest victims in a string of break-ins that have been reported in Saddlebrook. Police say just 2 days before Christmas, a thief broke in through a back door, then stole jewelry, a laptop, also an unopened television that the couple bought as a Christmas present. The Good Samaritan heard about the burglary, though, and came through in a big way.
Someone saw the story and they actually wanted to gift us a television. It's an amazing ending. This is really feels like Christmas.
Well, that generous donor wants to remain anonymous.
Well, we're talking about generous folks. Right now, volunteers are working to prepare meals for thousands of needy families in New York. Today in New York's Mark Santia is with the city Meals on Wheels workers in Brooklyn right now. Mark, I see you took the hairnet off.
We did, because now, Natalie, we're in the food pantry, the pantry section of the Borkeen Senior Center. This is where they're getting bags of shelf-stable food that can sort of stay on the shelf for seniors, including, Natalie, you appreciate this, panettone classico, the Italian bread, Christmas bread here, Buon Natale, which will be going home. But I want you to see something. City Meals on Wheels depends on New Yorkers' generosity. They have so many bags of shelf-stable food ready to go out to nearly 10,000 seniors across the city today on Christmas. They do this on the weekends. They do this on holidays, emergencies. So this food will be going out, as well as hot food that they're starting to prepare right now. And not only that, Gus and Natalie, but what they're also doing, the volunteers, hundreds of volunteers today, it's face-to-face contact with these seniors, many of whom are homebound. They never leave. They don't talk to folks. They stay at home. And so this is why City Meals on Wheels is so important. They're having that interaction, face-to-face communication with seniors across the city. Again, this is the shelf-stable food, but they're also getting hot food on this very special Christmas. Natalie, Gus, back to you.
Oh, Mark, thanks. Like you said, just getting the chance to chat with those folks and interact. It's great.
A controversy that's divided a small New Jersey town nearly grounded a send-off for Santa. It started with a referendum failing to give money to improve an aging firehouse in Roosevelt, New Jersey. And then allegations that a fire truck ran its sirens outside of an opponent's house just a few nights ago. Earlier this week, the fire department announced it would cancel the fire engine escort for Santa's Christmas Eve parade after a noise complaint was filed.
If they're being used inappropriately and out of anger because someone isn't happy about a referendum passing, that's wrong.
Are we doing silent Santa now? Does he have to quietly knock on doors? Maybe just Facebook everybody? How ridiculous.
So instead of sirens, Christmas music played. Let kids know Santa was on his way from the North Pole.
New York City has a Christmas gift for more than 50,000 homeowners who are poor, elderly, or disabled. It's a $115 break on their next water bill. The credit is part of the Home Water Assistance Program. That program started last year, and it is expanding to include people who qualify for the Federal Home Energy Assistance Program or for property tax exemptions for senior citizens or the disabled. The credit will show up automatically on their next bill.
You know, one of the smartest gifts you can give yourself or your family is a flu shot. This flu season off to a slow start, but the Centers for Disease Control expects activity to pick up in the next few weeks. Right now, flu activity is high in South Carolina and moderate in Arizona, Mississippi, and Texas. CDC officials say flu season tends to peak in February.
Definitely doesn't feel like it right now.
Not yet, but you know, eventually.
Getting close. Coming up on 5:10 right now, panic for some last-minute shoppers when gunshots rang out in a busy mall.
And busted. The cops who finally caught up with the Grinch.
Plus your warm weather and traffic on the 4s. You're watching Today in New York.
With the NBC4 New York app, tap the NBC4 logo in the corner and select the Weather tab. See the latest forecast, interactive radar, and even set the weather page as your home screen. Download the NBC4 New York app on the App Store now.
It is 5:13 right now. Here are 4 things to know this morning. Police say an argument between 2 groups of people led to the death of a 16-year-old boy. The victim was shot multiple times in the back in the University Heights section of the Bronx. A 19-year-old was also shot in the back. He is in stable condition at St. Barnabas Hospital.
The search is on for the thieves who stole Christmas decorations from a teenager's home in Connecticut. 15-year-old Chris Sauls of Bristol set up an elaborate display of inflatable characters on his front yard, but thieves made off with his reindeer set and 4 other decorations.
We are witnessing a rare holiday treat today. We will see the first full moon on Christmas Day since back in 1977. It'll peak in size in about an hour, right around 6:11, and the full moon won't happen again on Christmas until the year 2034.
And we can't say it enough, whether you like it or not, today the warmest Christmas on record. We made history at midnight, hitting 66 degrees.
And the warm weather continues this morning. Temperatures still in the 60s out there. We've got some patchy, dense fog to worry about as well. So you can see dense fog advisories in place this morning for Nassau, Suffolk County, also down the Jersey Shore. All of these counties shaded in gray. If you have to travel on this Christmas morning, definitely leave yourself some extra time and, of course, a distance between you and the car in front of you. Temperatures in Fairfield County in the 40s and 50s. So a cold front came through yesterday. That's what brought us a few showers. You can see it's cooled things off north of town where that front has passed. 48 in Fairfield, 60s to the south, 40s to the north. So we're kind of split in the middle here. 41 now in Monticello. It's 45 in Newburgh. A little cooler there in the Hudson Valley. 42 Poughkeepsie. Nothing Christmas-like, though, about it. 50s and 60s as you head south of town. Here's a look at Storm Tracker right now. We're tracking a nice quiet picture besides the fog. No rain to worry about on this Christmas morning. And the records continue. Again, we are headed towards the warmest December on record in Central Park by a long shot. This is since December 1st. The average temperature for the month has been 51.6 degrees. That's over 13 degrees above average. Take a look at the previous warmest Decembers. We're not even close to these, breaking a record like this by such a large margin. Really unprecedented. I haven't seen anything like this in a very long time, and we are coasting towards the finish line here. Now, some good news. We finally got some rain. Almost 4 inches for the month, so we're above average. We've been so dry for so long. This is a nice change, at least. You can see on Future Tracker some clouds around 9 a.m. A couple of showers popping off to the south around 2 o'clock this afternoon. That's where the best shower chance remains, off to the south, Monmouth and Ocean counties. 6 p.m. also looking pretty quiet as you're making your way around town. 66, your record high temperature, making it the warmest Christmas on record in Central Park. 49 overnight tonight. A few showers are possible there. A little cooler, and then it stays cool for tomorrow. Get ready for a change. It's still above average, but you will feel the difference. 52 for your high on Saturday. We're back to warm, record warmth, in fact, on Sunday with a few showers. 66 your high there. And then quite chilly on Monday. Wind chills in the 30s, maybe even a wintry mix Monday night into Tuesday, changing over to rain. That could make the roads interesting, Lauren. Scott, we haven't seen any of that so far this season.
Hallelujah for that, right? I'm sure we're all thankful. Messy roads are no fun. But even without messy roads, we still have some problems out there. We're going to head over to the Major Deegan in the Bronx, where there is an accident investigation southbound after exit 13, which is East 233rd Street. 2 lanes shut down, all lanes subject to closure. So there is a minor delay through there. And then heading over to New Jersey on 280 westbound out by exit 16 Cleveland Avenue. An accident blocks 3 lanes there. So those are your 2 trouble spots. We'll take a live look outside at the New Jersey Turnpike. Here's what it looks like out by Newark Liberty Airport. Now here things are doing just fine. It almost looks like the camera's frozen, but there's just very few cars and trucks on the road, although there's one. But there is a speed restriction out there heading between the Delaware Memorial Bridge and Interchange 12. That's 45 miles per hour because of low visibility. Alternate side of the street parking rules and meter rules are suspended, and we'll have more weather and traffic ahead on the 4s.
All right, Lauren, thanks. In Charlotte, North Carolina, police say 2 groups of people got into an argument before shots rang out in a busy shopping mall. One person allegedly pulled a gun and opened fire, sending all those Christmas Eve shoppers scrambling for cover. Authorities say an off-duty police officer responded to the gunfire and shot a suspect who pointed a weapon in his direction. Witnesses described the panic inside Northlake Mall.
I heard 6 gunshots, and it sounded like firecrackers to me. And then I saw people turning around, running towards me and trampling each other.
You just imagine how scary that was shopping there. Authorities say the feud was not gang-related. The suspect who was shot was given emergency aid but later died.
This morning, 2 men are under arrest in Chicago, where protesters spoke out against a deadly police shooting of a teenager.
16 shots and a cover-up.
Demonstrators blocked the city's Magnificent Mile and tried to dampen holiday purchases. They also demanded the resignation of Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel. They remain furious over the mayor's handling of last year's fatal police shooting of Laquan McDonald.
In today's CNBC Money Report, nearly 500,000 SUVs are being recalled for a second time. Fiat Chrysler says a wiring problem could spark a fire in some 2011 and 2012 model Jeep Grand Cherokees and Dodge Durango SUVs. Now, many of those same vehicles were recalled last year, but Fiat says the problem might not have been fixed properly. The automaker is also recalling some 2015 Jeep Compass and Patriot SUVs for a potential power steering issue.
Well, Santa's not the only one making special deliveries on this Christmas day. FedEx Express drivers FedEx Express stations. FedEx says it's doing everything possible to get all these holiday packages where they need to be, but this year's deliveries were delayed by bad weather and lots of last-minute shipments.
5:19 right now. Hundreds of Santas were hanging 10 for the holidays.
They took part in the 7th annual Surfing Santas event, an event so big it set a world record with 648 Jolly St. Nicks surfing at Cocoa Beach down in Florida.
And photographer Pat Gribben was there for it all.
Yeah, we started Surfing Santas back in 2009. Myself, my son, and my daughter-in-law paddled out and had a family day at the beach. We've grown from 3 in 09. We could exceed 500 Surfing Santas this year. Merry Christmas. So we teamed up with Grind for Life. Grind for Life helps people with cancer.
I'm a 2-time sarcoma survivor. We have great cures for cancer, but they're not always in your city. So what we do is we raise funds to help people get to the right treatment. Last year we gave out $20,500 to help people with their travel.
So we should raise over $30,000 by the end of the day.
I like surfing, and I like Santa.
Did you know Santa just photobombed you?
Hi, Santa.
Look how big it's becoming in just a short amount of time. This is awesome.
It's awesome that we have so much fun and some money's actually raised and goes to a good cause. I think it says a lot about the community in Cocoa Beach. It's just a great surf community and city in general, but it's a pretty tight-knit thing, and you know, you can't help but love it.
It's a great cause there. It is 5:20 right now. One police department in Massachusetts used Dr. Seuss and the TV show Cops as the inspiration for a holiday-themed video.
Freeze. Turn around.
Okay, so you have to take a look at the video to understand this. The video showing the Grinch trying to break into the Who family home in Dartmouth. Fortunately, Officer Herbie and Sergeant Kringle show up to stop him. The clip ends with the Grinch being found guilty of attempting to steal Christmas.
Well, especially, you know, he came around
nice.
in the end, you know.
Yeah.
Proof that you can be rehabilitated. Interesting to see an episode of Cops where Dylan is wearing a tank top. That's usually the outfit they wear. Right planet, wrong number. The astronaut who gave someone a bit of a shock when he tried to phone home from space.
Plus, a massive tornado captured on camera where this hit and all the damage left behind. Welcome back. A live look at the Queensboro Bridge here. Mild out there so far, 60 degrees. Merry Christmas. If you have any problems with your cell phone, listen to what happened to British astronaut Tim Peake. Peake, seen here on the right in the video, tried to make a call yesterday from the International Space Station. Then he tweeted, "I'd like to apologize to the lady I just called by mistake, saying, hello, is this planet Earth?" Not a prank call, just a wrong number. Peake also had to leave a Christmas greeting message. That's because his parents weren't home for the call. How do you miss that call from your astronaut son? Oh, my goodness gracious.
Raph's been on the phone with his buddies over the National Weather Service.
Yes, John, thank you for answering that.
He was home. John was home. And what's John telling you there?
Well, that temperatures, we hit 6. So the official reading, and the reason I called is because I saw 65 at midnight.
Yeah.
But you never know. Sometimes you want to call and check to make sure that wasn't at 11:55, and then it's not an official record. So John told me that it actually, the temperature went up to 66 at 12:30. Oh, wow. Which is, a shocker.
Wow.
Yeah,
you guys are
John.
stunned. So, 66 degrees. Again, thank you, John, at the National Weather Service in Upton. You guys are working hard on this Christmas. But take a look at what that cold front did yesterday. The cold front that came through. This is how much cooler it is right now than it was yesterday at this time. So temperatures are about 20 degrees colder in places like Danbury and Monticello. A bit more of a wintry-ish feel. We have temperatures in the 40s north of town. 66-year high. Again, we did that after midnight. Mid-60s from Hempstead to Lake Carmel. Winds out of the north 5 to 10 miles per hour. Only a few showers later on today.
All right, a couple cars out on the road at fog. One of the things we're tracking as well, and a lot of people are going to be out on the road a little bit.
That's right, and a lot of people are going to be getting on the rails as well. So there are a bunch of changes to schedules. If you're getting on the light rail, NJ Transit, Hudson Bergen light rails on a weekend schedule, and then Newark light rail and Riverline both operating on a Sunday schedule. Major commuter lines, Metro North has hourly service in place today. LIRR and NJ Transit holiday schedule, and PATH is on a Saturday schedule. So reduced service, but plenty of ways to get around still. And we have just a couple of minor problems on the roads now. I'll have the details coming up in a few minutes.
Lauren Raffy, thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, it is 5:26. Still ahead, the spirit of giving alive and well in Brooklyn.
In the kitchen on Christmas morning, volunteers preparing a holiday meal for thousands across the city. A Mark Santia coming up who the food is for and how every New Yorker can help.
And I'm Catherine Craig, live at St. Patrick's Cathedral, where thousands of people gathered for midnight mass. Hear what Cardinal Dolan said about his Christmas message, what he wants people to think about this holiday season. That's next.
And if you're about to head out the door, take us with you. Keep watching Today in New York. Download the News 4 New York app on your mobile device right now. We'll be right back. We are waking up to a gift from Mother Nature, the warmest Christmas day ever.
Thousands of people starting their holiday with a message at midnight mass.
And the volunteers at work right now spending time away from their families to make sure the hungry are fed this holiday weekend. Today in New York starts right now. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. It's Friday, December 25th, Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, Gus. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm Natalie Pastorella in for Darlene Rodriguez.
And I'm Gus Rosendale in for Michael Gargiulo. Storm Team 4's Rafael Miranda in for Chris Cimino. And he joins us now with the forecast. And we've broken records here, Raf.
Another record broken. Yes, good morning, guys, and very Merry Christmas to you. Temperatures still very warm out there. Not as warm as just after midnight when we peaked at 66 degrees. We're down to 60 now. Still very warm. No jackets needed. Now, we are tracking some dense fog. That is a problem out there this morning, just like yesterday in some spots. It's mild through the rest of the day. Lots of clouds, a few peaks of sunshine, and today's high temperature, again, a record-setting 66 degrees. A couple of showers are possible later on towards the afternoon and evening hours, mainly to the south of town. So overall, a dry and mild Christmas Day. We'll take a look at the 7-day forecast in just a few. Right now, Lauren Scala is here with a look at your commute. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, good morning. Hopefully you're not commuting today, but if you are or headed out the door right now, we have two trouble spots out there. One of them, the Major Deegan, where we do have an accident investigation in the Bronx. So this is in the southbound lanes after East 233rd Street. Two lanes still shut down here and a bit of a slow ride through this area. Then this just came in on the Southern State Parkway on Long Island in the Islip area. Disabled vehicle eastbound out by exit 41S. That shuts down 2 lanes. Otherwise, things are moving along nicely. We'll have more weather and traffic coming up on the 4s.
Lauren, thanks. 5:31 right now. Thousands of people started Christmas Day at St. Patrick's Cathedral. Today, New York's Catherine Craig is there now with the message behind this special service. Hey, Catherine.
Yes, and as you said, a special service for so many people, Natalie. It is also such a huge event. Families gather here, individuals as well. The next Christmas Day Mass is at 7 o'clock in the morning, and even in those early morning hours throughout the day, sometimes the services are filled to capacity here at the cathedral. We want to show you what it looked like midnight Mass, and this is the only Christmas Day Mass that requires a ticket from people who attend the cathedral, the archdiocese. It gets thousands upon thousands of requests every year, but it can only accommodate a few thousand people. But it was filled to capacity inside last night for midnight Mass. Cardinal Dolan welcomed 2 refugee families who were there. They're hosted by Catholic Charities. They were there for the service. He didn't identify them, but said one family fled El Salvador. Another is a Muslim family from the Ivory Coast. He also talked about his Christmas message that the church, God is everywhere. It's something that he shared with the congregation. He talked about Pope Francis's visit only a few months ago, and he said that Pope Francis, when he saw the cathedral for the first time, that he was a little bit surprised by it. Here's part of that story. Take a listen.
As the Holy Father commented, it's right here in the middle of things. And then he smiled and he said, that's where it should be, because that's where God is, right in the middle of things. I propose to you all this evening that that is the message of Christmas.
And even at this early hour, 5:30 something in the morning, there are some people walking around here around St. Patrick's Cathedral, obviously, Rockefeller Center as well, by the Christmas tree. And coming up in the next half hour, you'll hear what people, what Christmas means to them, their Christmas message, Natalie. They wanted to share it with others as well. Back to you, Natalie.
We love hearing those. All right, Kat, thanks so much.
Well, the faithful are gathering at the Vatican this morning to hear the Christmas message from Pope Francis. At midnight, he celebrated Mass. The Pontiff also delivered his homily. He spoke out against what he called society's intoxication with consumerism, hedonism, and wealth. The Pope's message at St. Peter's Square happens in a half hour. A call for peace at midnight Mass in the holy city of Bethlehem. The faithful were joined by Palestinian leaders at the Church of the Nativity, believed to stand at the birthplace of Christ. The traditional crowds, though, a bit thinner this year. That's because of the ongoing violence on the West Bank.
Time for weather and traffic on the 4s. It is 5:34 right now. You noticed the shoppers yesterday not wearing jackets, not meeting any of the coats. And today, once again, for Christmas Day, it's feeling like that.
It is nice not to have to worry about the coats, hats, gloves, and scarves. But we do in the 7-day forecast. Don't forget where they are. You will need them over the next few days. We'll see that in just a few minutes. But right now, we're taking a look at your weather headlines. Right now, dealing with the warm weather and the dense morning fog, just like yesterday in some spots, making it difficult to travel. It is the warmest Christmas day ever after the warmest Christmas Eve yesterday, breaking records all over the place. And we do it again on Sunday, another record in jeopardy as we head into the weekend. Right now, tracking the visibility again, it's tough for Nassau and Suffolk County and down the Jersey Shore. That's where we're seeing that reduced visibility and that fog. So please be careful places like Islip and also down the shore in Belmar. Storm Tracker 4 is nice and quiet on this Christmas morning. No rain to worry about. We could see a few showers as the day goes on, mainly to the south of town. I think we're mostly dry in the city. And look at that. Perfect, comfortable 60s throughout the day today. Enjoy it while it's here. Big changes are coming. We'll take a look at the 7-day forecast in a few. Right now, Lauren Scal is here with your commute. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, good morning. If you happen to be getting on the buses today, we do have some schedule changes. Right now, New York City buses, they're operating on a holiday schedule. There's also no service on the BM 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 lines. NJ Transit's on a holiday schedule. No service for B-line buses. And DeCamp is operating on a Saturday schedule today. If you're getting on the ferries, no service New York Waterway or C Street, but Staten Island Ferry is operating every 30 minutes, so they're on a holiday schedule. And you do not need to move your car. You don't have to worry about paying the meter. Hallelujah, rejoice, it's Christmas. Alternate side street parking rules are suspended as well as meter rules. We'll have more weather and traffic coming up on the 4s.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Update here on a story we've been tracking overnight. A child, one of 3 people hit by a car on Christmas Eve in Nassau County. This accident happened just before 10 o'clock last night in Hicksville. Police say the car jumped a curve at Old Country and Newbridge Roads. An investigation there, you can see, shut down the busy intersection for several hours last night. But police have not yet said what may have caused that car to go out of control. At this point, no word of any charges being filed against the driver.
New this morning, police say an argument between 2 groups of people led to the death of a 16-year-old boy. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene, shot multiple times in the back. He was found in front of 2270 Jerome Avenue in the University Heights section of the Bronx. A 19-year-old was also shot in the back. He is in stable condition at St. Barnabas Hospital. It is 5:37 right now. In Brooklyn, a 14-year-old boy has been arrested, accused of attacking a woman inside her East Flatbush apartment building. This is video of the suspect after the alleged attack. Authorities say the teen grabbed the 33-year-old woman from behind, sexually assaulted her, and stole her cell phone and her money. He is being charged as an adult.
In New Jersey, a Good Samaritan steps up to help a family hit by a holiday thief.
Everything was like a shambles. They went through the dresser, they went through the desk, they knocked everything over.
Yeah, the Johansons were the latest victims in a string of break-ins that have been reported in Saddlebrook. Police say just 2 days before Christmas, a thief broke in through a back door, then stole jewelry, a laptop, and an unopened television the couple had bought as a Christmas present. Well, a Good Samaritan heard about the burglary and came through in a big way.
Someone saw the story and they actually wanted to gift us a television. It's an amazing ending. This is really feels like Christmas.
Outstanding. And that generous donor, wants to remain anonymous.
And Gus, continuing the spirit of giving, volunteers are working right now to prepare meals for thousands of needy families across New York. Today in New York, Mark Santia is with the City Meals on Wheels workers in Brooklyn. Right now, the hairnet back on. Hey, Mark.
Natalie, the hairnet is back on because we're back in the kitchen as City Meals on Wheels preparing meals for nearly 10,000 people. I'm joined now by Beth Shapiro. Beth, you're working the vegetable duty. Let's talk real quick as your volunteers get ready to go out, delivering much more than just food to so many seniors today.
Absolutely. If you think about it, you and I have wonderful celebrations with family and friends. The people we're feeding, 80, 90, some even 100 years old, have memories of celebrations with family and friends, but they're alone. For the most part, they've outlived, family, friends, even their own children. And it is a day to remember a little bit outside of ourselves and That's what we're doing.
But Beth, even nearly half the folks you're feeding today are homebound. They're not going out.
Yes. So that's our mission, City Meals on Wheels. We're feeding homebound elderly New Yorkers, people too frail to get out and shop and cook for themselves. We're a little bit lucky today that it's warm. Those who might be able to walk a block or two to a center just like this, we're in Borinquen in Brooklyn, can come in and celebrate with others, and that's unusual. For the most part, we're feeding 18,000 people who can no longer shop or cook for themselves in their home.
And Beth, on Christmas, the motto, so many of us here, and so many of us live, it's so much better to give than receive, and that's really the motto of City Meals for Wheels volunteers who this is what it's all about.
It is. Between today and New Year's, we'll have over 600 volunteers helping get meals to the doors of so many who need them. Last year, we had 15,000 volunteers, 69,000 hours of volunteer time. We couldn't do what we do without the help of so many other New Yorkers.
And Beth, a lot of people might say, you know, it's the holidays, I want to stay home, I work all week, but you find the exact opposite. People want to give.
Absolutely. They want to give of their time. It's very easy to come out, give an hour or two, bring meals to somebody who needs it. You feel great. I feel great. I mean, what time? It's 5:30 in the morning. These guys have been here cooking since almost 4.
Right. And I want to let you get back to the vegetables. I don't want to keep you. We'll have much more coming up. Gus and Natalie, back to you.
All right, outstanding, Mark.
Great seeing all the work they put in.
Yeah, and some real perspective
on
this Christmas morning. Thanks to Mark and to Beth Shapiro and all the people at City Meals.
All about the giving. Still ahead, the local church that's using the force to fill their pews, the unusual service, next.
And weather and traffic on the 4s all coming up. You're watching Today in New York. 5:43 this Christmas morning, and dense fog blanketing much of the tri-state area. Raph detailing that in just a moment. Right now, though, people in Mississippi and Tennessee cleaning up from a monster tornado there. The 136-mile-an-hour tornado roared through Holly Springs, Mississippi on Wednesday. That storm picked up a car and tossed it, killing a 7-year-old boy inside. Officials say that twister could have been on the ground for 150 miles, starting in Mississippi and ending in Tennessee. Throughout the South, violent weather has killed at least 14 people.
And 5:44, time for weather and traffic on the 4s. We are tracking that dense fog around the tri-state again, just like yesterday. It's also very mild out there. Folks getting out bright and early. They were around at 3 a.m. looking at the tree. Everyone's sort of outside enjoying this warm weather without the jackets, without the hats, gloves, and scarves. And if you're going to try to go skating later on today, the ice will be wet once again. Temperatures in the 60s right now, low 60s in the city, and we have mostly cloudy skies. Dense fog advisories in effect through the morning for all these counties shaded in gray, from Hunterdon County down towards Ocean County in New Jersey, and also Nassau and Suffolk counties. You've seen some patchy dense fog. That will continue, so please be careful. Temperatures in the 50s to low 60s around the city. It's 57 in Jersey City, 58 Sheepshead Bay, 59 degrees Staten Island. It's north of town. That cold front has knocked down those temperatures for you. Yesterday you were in the 60s in Poughkeepsie. Now you're in the 40s. So a little more taste of reality there for you in Danbury as well with 40s. But as you head south, that cold front never really made it past Long Branch, where it's 63 degrees and it's a cooler 48 in Morristown. Here's a look at Storm Tracker, showing a nice quiet picture on this Christmas morning. No rain to worry about right now, but later on today those showers may fire up again off to the south. Now let's jump ahead to the weekend, because we have some changes coming our way day by day. Really, every day is a different season here. Tomorrow it's cooler and damp, temperatures back to the low 50s. A little bit of a raw feel as well. So as you're heading out there for your Saturday, not so nice and certainly not as warm. Now Sunday temperatures bounce back up very nicely. In fact, record-breaking warmth possible, likely again on Sunday, 66. That's your high. The record for that date is 63. I think we're going to break another record as we head into the second half of the weekend. A look at Future Tracker shows those showers may be firing up as we head into the afternoon. You see the green there around 2-3 p.m. and you notice where it is. Sunshine in the Hudson Valley, clouds in the city, and then some showers off to the south. It's a split weather day depending on where you are today. Maybe some more showers around Ocean County around 6 p.m. and then we're beginning to see those showers moving closer to the city around midnight, hopefully drying out for some of your Saturday. It's not going to be a washout tomorrow, but you do want to have the umbrellas handy just to be on the safe side. And you can see more of the same spotty showers on Sunday, high temperature in the 60s. Much cooler on Monday. It's chilly with 43 degrees, and then Monday night into Tuesday, a wintry mix possible. possible. Yeah, some may see snow for the first time, mainly north and west of town, changing over to rain on Tuesday. Let's see what the roads are doing right now. Lauren Scala has a look at that. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, good morning. Merry Christmas, everyone. We did have an accident out there on 280 westbound at exit 16 that cleared, but the one we still have out there is on the Major Deegan. So heading southbound, this accident investigation still out there after East 233rd Street. That shuts down 2 lanes with all lanes subject to closure. So just be aware of that if you are headed that way, although it is passable. Then heading over to Suffolk County on the Southern State Parkway eastbound out by Bayshore Road, you do have a disabled vehicle that blocks 2 lanes here, but this one's not causing a delay. Overall, the roads are in great shape. We're going to take a live look outside at the Lincoln Tunnel. No stinking Lincoln today. Things are moving along quite nicely out there at all of your Hudson River crossings, and really this is what most of your major roadways look like right now, but I hope that you get to stay home and you don't have anywhere to go. Another good news here, alternate side of the street parking rules and meter rules are suspended. We'll have more weather and traffic ahead on the 4s.
All right, Lauren, thanks. TSA officers arrested a passenger who tried to carry a hidden ice pick through security at Newark Airport. Wait to see this picture. That is what officers found in his cane. A TSA worker pulled it off the conveyor belt as it passed through the X-ray machine. A slight twist and a pull of the handle revealed that steel pick inside. Officers, of course, immediately seized the cane and arrested the man.
We have learned that some drivers in the Bronx got a pleasant surprise after getting pulled over by the police.
There you go, look at that. Merry Christmas.
Members of the NYPD handing out toys to families in Edenwald after stopping their cars. The officers of the 47th Precinct say they got an overflow of donations during this year's holiday toy drive, so they decided to give some toys away. Now, of course,
surprise.
Oh, how great is that? You get pulled over and think, oh, you know.
Seriously.
It's a toy, pretty good. Well, we've already showed you throughout the morning here a few traditional Christmas Eve religious services. Now for one that's, well, not so traditional.
Yeah, wait until you see this one. One New Jersey church tried a different approach for their services this year, and as News 4's Rob Schmidt shows us now, the force was with them.
We're going to tell you the story of Christmas in a way you've probably never heard, and hopefully will never forget.
It's called Cosmic Christmas, and it's a very different kind of church service that Senior Pastor Tim Lucas hopes can capture the ever-wandering minds of your kids.
The goal tonight is really to tell the message of Christmas in a fresh way. We're using the epic story of Star Wars to tell the greatest story ever told from the Bible.
Using dancing stormtroopers, it's the story of Star Wars as a sort of metaphor for the story of Jesus Christ. Tonight's service featured Han Solo telling the story, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, and kids could take a pic sitting on the lap of Darth Santa. It's a program that's gaining in popularity with the explosive release of the new Star Wars film, The Force Awakens.
On a typical Sunday, we have 4,000 people. Today, we've had double that, 8,000. I think people are excited not only about The Force Awakens, but hopefully their faith is awakening too.
Liquid Church is a non-denominational church and has 5 locations in New Jersey. It touts itself as a fresh look at Christianity. Tonight's service was certainly interesting. It freaked this little girl out just a little bit. But other kids loved it.
Awesome fun. It's so much fun. It looks amazing.
There you go. Whatever gets
funny.
the message across. The time is 5:50. Next at 6, health concerns for Janet Jackson. Why the superstar is being forced to suspend her highly anticipated concert tour.
We're coming up on 5:54. Time now for a check of your forecast. Again, the mild weather continues on this Christmas, already breaking a record. 66, that is the record high temperature for this new warmest Christmas on record. Lots of clouds out there, maybe a few showers later on today, especially to the south of town, up to the 60s in Lake Carmel, 64 in Madison, and 64 your high temperature in Asbury Park. Overnight tonight, a few showers are possible. Temperatures down to the upper 40s, and then it stays cool for tomorrow. Let's get a check of that Christmas commute. Lauren Scala has a look at that. Hey, Lauren.
No commute on Christmas. I hope that's your gift. But if you are headed out the door, the ferry service today, there's no service on the New York Waterway or C Street ferries, but Staten Island Ferry is operating on a holiday schedule with 30-minute departures. We'll take a live look outside at the roads. Most of them do look this way. This is the LIE out by the Grand Central Parkway, where you have a nice ride. And again, really no major problems on the roads right now. We'll have more weather and traffic ahead on the 4s.
All right, Lauren, thanks. Your time now is 5:54. We want to take a moment now to say thank you to everyone in our News 4 family.
Yeah, there's so many people behind the scenes who work tirelessly all year long to bring you the news.
We are so grateful for them and for you. Happy holidays.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
But baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has been
They're hoping that you drop
so
in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands. They're just like ice.
My mother will start to
Beautiful,
worry.
what you heard.
My father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace roar.
Really, I'd better skirt.
Beautiful, please don't hurry.
Well, maybe just a half a drink more.
Put some records on while I pour.
Neighbors might think,
Baby, it's bad out there.
say what's in this drink.
No cabs to be had out there.
I wish I knew how
Your eyes are like starlight
to
now.
break this spell.
I'll take your hat. Your hair looks swell.
I ought to say no, no,
Mind if
no.
I move in closer?
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my
I
pride?
really can't stay.
Baby, don't hold out.
Baby, it's cold
outside.
I simply must go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Oh, the answer is no.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Your welcome has been
How lucky that you
so
dropped in.
nice and warm.
Look out the window at that storm.
My sister will be suspicious.
Gosh, your lips will.
My brother will be there at the
Waves
door.
upon the tropical shore.
My maiden smile is so vicious.
Your lips are delicious.
Well, maybe just a cigarette.
Never such a blizzard before.
I've got to get home.
Baby, you'll freeze out there.
Say, lend me a coat.
It's up to your knees out there.
You've really been great.
I thrill when you touch my hand.
But don't you see?
How can you do this thing to me?
It's bound to be talk tomorrow.
Think of my lifelong sorrow.
At least there will be plenty implied.
If you caught pneumonia and
I
died,
really can't stay.
get over that holdout. Baby, it's cold outside.
Now at 6, celebrating Christmas with a call to the faithful as Cardinal Dolan welcomes special guests to the Midnight Mass.
Plus, it is officially the warmest Christmas ever for our area, but some more December-like weather, that's on the way. Today, New York starts now. Good morning. Friday, December 25th. Merry Christmas. I'm Gus Rosendealer from Michael Gargiulo.
And I'm Natalie Pascarella. Darlene and Michael have the morning off. Chris is off as well. Merry Christmas to you, Gus, and everyone out there. Storm Team 4's Rafael Miranda's here with the forecast. Merry Christmas, Raph.
Merry Christmas, guys. Yeah, we did it again. Another record. We set the record yesterday for warmest Christmas Eve, and now the warmest Christmas day on record for New York City. Overnight temperatures were in the mid-60s. We have cooled down a little bit, down to 59 degrees. We saw some patchy fog out there. It is mild throughout this Christmas holiday, and temperatures are back to the mid-60s later on today. Lots of clouds and maybe a few showers as we head into the afternoon, but nothing major. Really just watch out for that fog this morning, and that's your only weather problem today. We'll tell you how long this warm weather will stick around. More records are in jeopardy, by the way. That's coming up in just a few. Right now, Lauren Scal is here with your Christmas commute. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, good morning. Hopefully no Christmas commuting for you, but if you are headed out the door, you'll need to know about an accident on the Major Deegan. So heading southbound, this is an investigation after East 233rd Street. 2 lanes still shut down with all lanes subject to closure. Otherwise, Westchester County heading into the Bronx, all of the other roadways are doing just fine. And then heading over to Long Island and Suffolk County, we do have a disabled vehicle on the southern state. That's eastbound out by Bayshore Road, and that one shuts down 2 lanes. But Long Island seems to be staying home because that's not causing any delays. We'll have more weather and traffic coming up on the 4s.
All right, Lauren, looking forward to it. 6:01 right now. Cardinal Dolan is asking the faithful to open their hearts this Christmas. The Cardinal welcomed 2 very special families during the midnight mass. Today in New York's Catherine Craig is at St. Patrick's Cathedral to explain. Merry Christmas, Kat.
Merry Christmas to you, Natalie. And indeed, Cardinal Dolan said that there is nothing more Christmassy. He used that word Christmassy to welcome a family that is seeking refuge to celebrate with them here at St. Patrick's Cathedral, to welcome them really with open arms. We saw so many people gathered here for midnight mass, for that service. Thousands of people inside St. Patrick's Cathedral. Well, among those thousands of people, Cardinal Dolan welcomed 2 refugee families hosted by Catholic Charities who were there for the service. He didn't identify them. He said that he wanted them to keep their privacy. He didn't have them stand up, but he said one family fled El Salvador. Another is a Muslim family from the Ivory Coast. We talked with some of the people gathered outside of the cathedral about their Christmas message and what it means to them. Take a listen.
Family, yeah, definitely. It means spending wonderful time with beloved people and thinking about what's important.
It means family, love, and that's the same for all of the world, I guess.
And the Cardinal also talked about a lot of things in his sermon. In his homily, he reminisced about Pope Francis's visit just 3 months ago. Also, what does Christmas mean to him? And as you take a live look here at St. Patrick's Cathedral, the next Mass is in just under an hour from now. 7 a.m. is the next Christmas Day Mass. Really, these services, as you might know, Natalie, they are so packed. Even at the early morning hours, we expect the 7 a.m., also the other ones during the morning, the midday services, the afternoon services, to be filled to capacity. And coming up in the next half hour, we'll also share with you Cardinal Dolan's Christmas message, what he said to the congregants gathered here last night. Back to you, Natalie.
All right, Kat, thank you. So many looking forward to Mass today.
All right, now we want to take you live to the Vatican. That's where Pope Francis is delivering his annual Christmas message. This is known as the Pontiff's Address to the City and the World. Traditionally, he calls for peace, and then we'll comment on some of the conflicts taking place around the globe. Just last night, he celebrated midnight mass at St. Peter's Basilica. A joyous celebration as Pope Francis delivered his homily as well. He spoke out against what he called society's focus on extravagances, appearances, and narcissism. Prayers for peace at midnight mass in the holy city of Bethlehem as well. This was at the Church of the Nativity, believed to be the birthplace of Christ. Palestinian leaders joined the faithful, but there are fewer pilgrims this year. That's because of the ongoing violence on the West Bank.
Well, when you think of being packed into church, you won't need your coat if you're going today because it's already warm out there.
It's warm. It's a little muggy, too, in fact, except for areas north of town, guys. We finally have some cool air working in, but from the city on south, yeah, temperatures still in the 60s on this Christmas morning. You can see in your weather headlines. Excuse me. Oh, boy. That feels better. Okay, dense morning fog out there. Warmest Christmas on record after the warmest Christmas Eve on record. And then again on Sunday, another record in jeopardy. Let's take a look at the visibility. And you can see it's reduced across Long Island, down to half a mile in West Hampton, quarter mile in Belmar. So these are the trouble spots, New Jersey and Long Island. Definitely give yourself some extra time as you're heading out the door today. Storm tracker is nice and quiet. No rain to worry about. And we're going to keep it mainly rain-free. Maybe a shower or two later on this afternoon. Mostly cloudy. A few showers mainly to the south. Ocean County, Monmouth County, that's where you can see the rain. And again, 66 your high. Believe it or not, we are talking about some wintry weather heading our way. We'll take a look at that in the 7-day forecast. But right now, Lauren Scala is here with a look at your commute. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Raphael. Good morning, everyone. I don't know what that was. It was a gift. Anyway, if you're getting on the buses, we do have some changes in schedules today. New York City Transit and NJ Transit are on a holiday schedule. Beeline, no service, and DeCamp is on a Saturday schedule. If you were getting on the rails, though, plenty of changes too. Thank you, Rappy. Metro North is operating on an hourly schedule. LIRR and NJ Transit on a holiday, and PATH on a Saturday schedule. So you can certainly get around, just a lot of reduced service. And alternate side of the street parking rules and meter rules there are suspended today. We'll have more weather and traffic coming up on the 4s.
Lauren, thanks. It is 6:06 right now. New this morning, a 16-year-old boy has been shot and killed in the Bronx. Police say it was an argument that started this all between two groups of people that led to the deadly shooting. The victim was shot multiple times in the back. He was pronounced dead in front of 2270 Jerome Avenue. That's in the University Heights section. The Bronx. A 19-year-old man was also shot in the back. He's in stable condition at St. Barnabas Hospital. In Brooklyn, police have arrested a 14-year-old boy accused of a sexual assault in East Flatbush. You saw that very clear surveillance video. The attack happened Wednesday the 16th, and that surveillance video was recorded after the incident. Investigators say the teen grabbed a 33-year-old woman inside her apartment building, sexually assaulted her, and stole her cell phone and her money. He'll be charged as an adult.
In Charlotte, North Carolina, gunfire caused panic inside a mall packed with Christmas Eve shoppers. Police say one person started shooting during an argument between two groups of people, all happening at the Northlake Mall, if you know the area. An off-duty police officer responded to that gunfire and then shot a suspect who allegedly pointed a weapon in his direction. People inside scrambled to take cover. Others ran for the exits.
People went running. They ran through the store, and they actually rushed right through the twins, grabbed the twins, and were gone.
Authorities say the feud was not gang-related. The suspect who was shot was given emergency aid, but later died.
On Long Island, a search is underway for a shoplifting suspect who allegedly attacked a store worker with a stun gun. Police in Riverhead say the suspect is 33-year-old Victoria Dean. She allegedly tried to steal some merchandise from a Target store on Old Country Road late yesterday afternoon. But when an employee tried to stop her, police say she used a stun gun to shock the worker and then just ran off. This morning, a search is underway for the Grinch who stole Christmas decorations from a teen's home in Connecticut. 15-year-old Chris Sauls of Bristol set up an elaborate display. You see all those inflatable characters on his front yard. The thieves ended up making off with a reindeer set and 4 other decorations. Saul says he doesn't want to press charges. He just wants everything returned.
Yeah, well, Santa's not the only one who's been hard at work this morning. Right now, volunteers are cooking up a storm to ensure New York City's elderly have a warm meal on this holiday. Today, New York's Mark Santee is in East Williamsburg with a look at that and getting to know some good people there, Mark.
Yeah. And Gus, good morning to you. Merry Christmas. Here in the pantry, there are packages being ready to go. And in the kitchen, it's buzzing now. Volunteers are here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Volunteers are here preparing meals that are going to go out to nearly 10,000 New Yorkers, senior citizens, all courtesy of City Meals on Wheels. Because of these volunteers, Ricardo and Jackie have spare ribs going here. They have Spanish rice going per meal. They're looking to feed nearly 10,000 seniors. Now, 30 of those seniors are 100 years old or older. Most of them homebound, most of them not leaving the house. A lot of them don't have folks to talk to. So not only are they delivering meals, but they're spending time, face-to-face communication. Volunteers, hundreds of them, going out today to meet with seniors on this very special day. Many of the seniors chronically disabled, arthritis, diabetes. Again, they don't leave the house, and the volunteers here, an army of hundreds of volunteers, will be ready to hit the streets, Gus and Natalie, to bring them a Christmas Day dinner they won't soon be forgetting. We're going to see you in a little bit. We're going to get what do we have going on here? We have some garlic. We're going to take care of some stuff here. We'll be back in about a half hour. Ricardo, spare ribs looking okay? Yes. Excellent. All right. We'll let them cook. We'll be back in a half hour with much more. Gus and Natalie, back to you.
All right. A lot of busy elves there, Mark. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a bit.
The Nassau County Police Department is not only keeping people safe this holiday, but also bringing some smiles to the faces of dozens of children. Yesterday, kids whose parents cannot afford gifts this Christmas went on a shopping spree in Maddie's Toy Store in Hewlett, thanks to the generosity of officers. Santa also, of course, had to pay the children a visit. Kids roamed the aisles, finding their favorite toys.
A lot of these kids are going to wake up tomorrow probably not even having the Christmas tree. And I think what's important here is to show these kids that they are worth something, that people value their existence. Merry Christmas.
Each child received $100 to spend on whatever they wanted.
That is outstanding. It's something we see a lot of police departments and fire departments do across the tri-state.
Commend them. Great job.
It is 6:10 as we continue. Up next, a Santa controversy in New Jersey. We'll tell you why one town nearly had to cut Santa from an annual celebration.
Plus, your weather and traffic on the 4s is coming right up. Stick with us. Merry Christmas. You're watching Today in New York.
Have a tip for New York's biggest I-Team? Call 866-NEWS-244 or email tips@NBCNewYork.com.
And it is 6:14, time for your weather and traffic on the 4s. Right now we're tracking that dense fog, but some good news. It looks like the dense fog advisory has been lifted for Nassau and Suffolk County. Still fog out there, but it looks like the fog is lifting a little bit, so that's an improving sign. And you can see the dense fog advisory still in effect across New Jersey, though, so you have to watch out for that as you're making your way around town on this Christmas morning. Temperatures in the 50s across Nassau County with some fog. 56 in Floral Park. It's 55 for you in Valley Stream. Mid-50s in Massapequa and North American. 51 degrees in Muttontown. 40s to the north of town where that cold front came through. It dropped those temperatures, but it's still very mild south of New York City. 61 in Trenton, and it's 63 down the shore in Long Branch. Here's a look at Storm Tracker, and it is nice and quiet right now. We're not worrying about any rain. The fog is our only weather problem on this Christmas morning. And we've been talking about the record high temperatures. Now this is the warmest Christmas day. We've had the warmest Christmas Eve. This is going to be the warmest December as a whole, and by a lot. You can see this is so far we've seen temperatures hovering around 51.6. That's the average for the month as a whole. That's trending 13 degrees above the norm. And when you take a look at the previous warmest Decembers on record, they're all in the mid-40s. Right now we're in the 50s. I've never seen a record broken by this much, by this margin. And even though it's going to be cooler over the next few days, this is still probably not going to go down all that much. So this is an incredible month that it has been. And of course, we just continue to break those records. Another one will fall on Sunday. You can see on Future Tracker, lots of clouds around 9 o'clock, but the rain stays to the south around the afternoon. So there are some umbrellas needed for those folks heading out the door in Monmouth and Ocean counties later on today. And that's where the rain stays, mainly off to the south today. Overnight tonight, we see a few more showers around the rest of the tri-state. And tomorrow could start out a little damp for your Saturday with a few showers and temperatures that will be cooler. So enjoy this one last mild day until Sunday. 66 for your high for today. And there's the 7-day. We're down tomorrow, 52 for your high. Sunday, another record, 66. Warm again as we close out the weekend with a couple of showers. And then down again on Monday, quite chilly there. Monday night, a little bit of wintry precip north and west of town. Maybe some snow. No major accumulations, but it could be a little slick for your Tuesday morning commute. And of course, worrying about the Tuesday commute already, Lauren Scala, but we've got to get through today first.
No,
right?
Let's take it one day at a time. Enjoy today. For the most part, if you have to commute or even have to head out the door right now, there's a couple of trouble spots out there. This just came in. If you're coming off the Goethals Bridge heading into New Jersey, the ramp to Bayway Avenue has an accident with some down poles out there, so you can see a little bit of a delay here. Then we have this accident investigation ongoing on the Major Deegan heading southbound after 233rd Street. 2 lanes still shut down with all lanes subject to closure. Delays have eased out a bit, though, and of course it's still passable, so just something to note. We'll take a live look outside at the Cross Bronx Expressway. That is the Cross Bronx Expressway. Not too many people on it, so again, you can enjoy your ride there. And if you were wondering if the light rail was operating today, it certainly is. NJ Transit as a whole is running on a holiday schedule. Hudson Bergen Light Rail on a weekend, and then Newark Light Rail and Riverline are operating on a Sunday schedule. We'll have more weather and traffic coming up on the 4s.
Okay, Lauren, thanks. Well, it's a tough Christmas this morning for some folks down south who are cleaning up after a series of violent storms. Surveillance video capturing a monster tornado. Look to the right of your screen there. This was tearing through Hot Lake Springs, Mississippi on Wednesday. This 136-mile-an-hour twister might have been on the ground for 150 miles, traveling across 2 states. During that time, it picked up a car and tossed it, killing a 7-year-old boy inside. In all, at least 14 people have died in Mississippi, Tennessee, and also Arkansas. And tornadoes also touched down in Northern California on Christmas Eve. In El Dorado County, a storm caused one tree to topple over, crushing a car. It also tore down fences, ripped apart roofs. In the town of Folsom, someone recorded a funnel cloud forming, but no reports there of anyone being injured in those storms.
Rutgers says it plans to spend millions to bolster its online security in the wake of another cyber attack. This time, the hackers targeted an online course management system just yesterday. That's where the professors post assignments and other course materials. It's the 6th time the university's computer system has been hacked. The school says users may experience difficulty using the system until that problem is fixed.
Robert Downey Jr. now has a fresh start. He received a full pardon from California Governor Jerry Brown. The Iron Man star was one of 91 people granted the holiday clemency. The governor cited Downey for turning his life around after his 1996 conviction. That was for drug-related offenses. The conviction does, however, remain on Downey's record. New this morning, pop star Janet Jackson's world tour is on hold. The singer's tweeting that she is postponing her Unbreakable tour for surgery. Now, she didn't reveal what the medical procedure was for, just asking for prayers and for fans to respect her privacy. The tour was scheduled to make stops at the Prudential Center and also the Barclays Center in February.
A controversy that has divided a small New Jersey town nearly grounded a send-off for Santa. Now, that'll wake you up on this Christmas morning. It started with a failed bond referendum to fix an aging firehouse in Roosevelt, New Jersey. Then a noise complaint was filed when a fire truck allegedly blared its sirens outside an opponent's house. Well, after that, it looked like the fire department might cancel the fire truck escort for Santa in the Christmas Eve parade.
If they're being used inappropriately and out of anger because someone isn't happy about a referendum passing, that's wrong.
Are we doing silent Santa now? Does he have to quietly knock on doors? Maybe just Facebook everybody? How ridiculous.
Well, instead of sirens, Christmas music played to let the kids know Santa was on his way to the North Pole.
Time is 6:20. Up next, a wrong number from space. An astronaut gives someone quite a story to tell.
Then later, the one time you want to be pulled over by the NYPD. We'll show you how New York's finest surprised drivers on Christmas Eve. You are watching Today in New York. Happening now, a full moon on Christmas Day. This hasn't happened since Christmas of 1977. The moon just reached its peak size for us here in the U.S. about 10 minutes ago, but you better enjoy it while you can, because the next time you'll see a full moon on Christmas Day won't be until the year 2034.
You know, calling friends and relatives on the holidays, well, that's a must, but doing it for the first time from space could be a little difficult.
Yeah, sounds like it here. Britain's Tim Peake, seen here on the right, dialed the phone yesterday from the International Space Station. Then he tweeted, "I'd like to apologize to the lady I just called by mistake, saying, hello, is this planet Earth? Not a prank call, just a wrong number." Peake also tried to call his parents for Christmas, but we were all laughing here because they missed it. They weren't home to get the call.
They'll text them later. But I love how they just swing the microphone back and forth.
You guys kind of like floating, bobbing up and down.
Get some good karaoke up there.
That lady, when he said, hello, planet Earth, did she just hang up on him, or did she give him a snarky response like, yeah?
We'll have to look into that.
Let's tweet him.
Oh, you've been working the phones this morning with the National Weather Service.
Yes, bright and early overnight, because I saw we hit a temperature that would have broken the record, but I wanted to make sure, you know, always want to give you the most accurate information. And this is it, as of now, 66 degrees. That was your high temperature just after midnight. So we smashed that old record. That was 64. That was back in 1982. And guys, there's another record in jeopardy on Sunday. The record is 63. That was set back in 1949. The forecast high is 66. So that'll be yet another record. It's been an incredibly warm month, an incredibly warm year as a whole, and it just goes on and on. 66 for your high for today in Westfield, up to 63 Hempstead. Winds are lighter out of the north, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Everyone's warming back up into the 60s. Even the spots that are cool this morning in the Hudson Valley, 63 your high temperature in Lake Carmel. Then again tonight gets a little cooler. Tomorrow we're dealing with 50, so nothing like this tomorrow, but then on Sunday again, record warmth returns. So just crazy. I can't even, you know, it's like...
Well, usually on Christmas morning we're talking about, you know, black ice, wintry conditions, the dreaded wintry mix.
I know, and we're going to miss this soon. It's not saying. Maybe we'll see. If you're getting on the roads, really not too many problems out there, as there should not be on a morning like this. But I do have an update to an accident coming off the Goethals Bridge into New Jersey. We had reports of an accident on the ramp to Bayway Avenue. It's actually on the ramp to Brunswick Avenue. So if you're headed that way, just something to note. And we'll take a live look outside at the Connecticut Turnpike. Smooth sailing out there in Darien. I wonder where everybody's going at 6:26, but at least they're driving safely, and really overall the roads here in for a nice ride as you head out the door.
All right, Lauren Raffi, thank you very much.
Thanks, Lauren. Up next, an update on our top stories on this Christmas morning.
I'm Catherine Craig, live at St. Patrick's Cathedral, where thousands upon thousands of people gathered for midnight mass, and in that huge crowd, some special guests. You'll hear from Cardinal Dolan about them coming up.
Christmas in the kitchen. Volunteers getting ready to feed thousands across the city. I'm Mark Santia. Coming up, just who is receiving these meals and how every New Yorker can help.
And hey, if you're about to head out the door, take us with you and keep watching Today in New York. Download the News 4 New York app on your mobile device right now. We'll be right back.
Now at 6:30, a special request from Cardinal Dolan on this Christmas morning. Here is his message to the faithful during the crowded midnight mass.
Still missing a holiday package? While you may be hearing your doorbell ring today.
Plus, we are setting a new Christmas record for heat. Today in New York starts right now. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. It's Friday, December 25th, Christmas Day. I'm Natalie Pasquarello.
And I'm Gus Rosendale. Darlene and Michael have a morning off. Chris off as well. Storm Team 4's Rafael Miranda here with the forecast. And a record breaker, right?
That's right. I mean, it just goes on and on this month of December, breaking all sorts of records. Now, finally, some changes on the horizon, though. Maybe some wintry weather to talk about over the next few days. We'll see that in the 7-day forecast. But right now, yeah, we're still stuck with the mild weather. 59 degrees outside right now. We have some patchy fog that we need to tell you about, especially to the west of town across New Jersey. It is a mild afternoon. We're back to the 60s again today. Lots of clouds on this Christmas. Not a whole lot of sunshine, and 1 or 2 passing showers a possibility, especially to the south of New York City. Again, today's high temperature, a record-breaking 66 degrees. We'll talk about exactly where that fog is coming up in just a few. Right now, Lauren Scalzi here with your Christmas ride around town. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, good morning. Thank you. Merry Christmas, everyone. If you are heading out on the roads right now, we still have this accident investigation taking place on the Major Deegan. This is heading southbound after East 233rd Street. 2 lanes shut down with all lanes subject to closure. Otherwise, the roads look pretty good out there. And if you're getting on the rails today, just some changes in schedule. So Metro North has an hourly schedule in place. LIRR and NJ Transit a holiday schedule, and PATH has a Saturday schedule. We'll have more weather and traffic coming up on the 4s.
Lauren, see that right now. The faithful gathering at St. Patrick's Cathedral to mark the Christmas holiday. And today, New York's Catherine Craig is there with what is always a big day. Kat?
Good morning to you. Absolutely a great day, Gus. We're wishing Merry Christmas to all these people passing by. There's some people right there about to go up to the steps because they are allowing people in now for the 7 a.m. Mass. A little bit ahead of schedule. Usually it's 6:45, but they are letting people into the 7 a.m. service. Thousands of people, though, gathered for the midnight Mass. St. Patrick's Cathedral filled to capacity. Cardinal Dolan also welcomed 2 refugee families there, hosted by Catholic Charities. They were there taking part in the service. He didn't identify them. He said he wanted them to keep private, but they were there for the service. He said one family fled El Salvador, another a Muslim family from the Ivory Coast. Cardinal Dolan said there's nothing more Christmassy than to welcome a family that's seeking refuge, to welcome them to this cathedral with open arms.
I think you would unite with me as we celebrate this night when Jesus was born away from home into a family that would soon flee as refugees for safety from an oppressive king into Egypt. I think you would join me in welcoming those 2 families.
Now, midnight Mass is the only Christmas Day Mass that you need a ticket for. All of the other services throughout the morning, afternoon, and evening. No ticket needed, but people get here so early, and we want to give you a live look. The ushers here at St. Patrick's Cathedral just opened up the side doors again. It seems a little bit ahead of schedule. Usually it's 15 minutes before 7 that they open up the doors, but now it's a little earlier. People are starting to arrive here for 7 a.m. Mass. It's not totally filled to capacity, Gus, but you know, the cathedral fills up so quickly with people who want to celebrate Christmas Day here at the cathedral. Back to you, Gus.
All right, Catherine. Appreciate it. Thanks very much.
New this morning on Christmas Day, Pope Francis is calling for peace around the world.
My thoughts also turn to those affected by brutal acts of terrorism.
That included the attacks in Paris. The Pope's annual Christmas message also spoke out about the brutal violence in Africa.
New this morning, President Obama and the First Lady are asking the nation to remember America's servicemen and women this holiday season.
Every day, the brave men and women of our military serve to keep us safe, and so do their families.
So as we sing carols and open presents, as we win snowball fights,
or lose snowball fights,
let's all take time to pay tribute to those who've given our country so much.
The president goes on to suggest going to the website joiningforces.gov to see how you can support your troops, support troops overseas and for military families in your community.
We are coming up on 6:35 in today's CNBC Money Report. FedEx is making some very last-minute Christmas deliveries today. The company says it's doing It's doing everything possible to deliver holiday shipments that were delayed by bad weather and heavy volume. This includes having FedEx Express make Christmas Day deliveries in select cities. Customers will also be able to pick up their own shipments at FedEx Express stations.
All right, time now for a look at weather and traffic. Here's Rafi.
And we are tracking that dense fog this morning, guys, just like yesterday. Good morning and Merry Christmas, everyone, especially off to the south and west of town now. You can see in your weather headlines, it is the warmest Christmas day on record in New York City, and those records go back to the 1800s. We're doing it again on Sunday. It looks like another record in jeopardy as we head into the weekend. We've been tracking the visibility for you all morning long. Right now, the worst spots appear to be to the south and west, Belmar and Trenton. Half a mile visibility. Visibility has been improving in Nassau and Suffolk County, so that's good news. And in fact, the dense fog advisory has been lifted for Nassau and Suffolk County. Good sign there. Here's a look at Storm Tracker. We're not tracking any rain. Lots of clouds moving through the region this morning, and we're not expecting a ton of sunshine, especially to the south of town. Maybe a few spotty showers. North into the Hudson Valley, maybe some sunshine. Everyone's enjoying mild temperatures, though, into the 60s on this Christmas Day. And then temperatures tumble over the next few days. We'll take a look at some chilly weather coming our way. Haven't used that word a lot. Coming up in just a few in the 7-day. Right now, Lauren Scala has a look at your Christmas commute. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Raphael. Good morning, everyone. Not too many problems on the roads, but we do have some. So if you're coming off the Goethals Bridge heading to New Jersey, there's an accident with a down pole on the ramp to Brunswick Avenue. So watch out for some minor delays there. Then if you are getting on the buses today, New York City buses are operating on a holiday schedule as well as New Jersey Transit buses. No service for Beeline today, and DeKalb is operating on a Saturday schedule. And if you're getting on the ferries, no ferry service with the exception of the Staten Island ferry, still running, always running. But there will be 30-minute departures today, so they're operating on a holiday schedule. Alternate side of the street parking rules and meter rules are suspended, and we'll have more weather and traffic ahead on the 4s.
And Lord, another story on the roads we're tracking this morning. At least one child was among 3 people hurt when a car jumped a curb on Long Island. An accident happening just before 10 o'clock last night in Hicksville at the intersection of Old Country Road and Newbridge Road. Now, Nassau County Police, they haven't released many details, but here's what we know. Video from the scene showing shoes lying in the street and also a car with front-end damage and a shattered windshield. There is no word yet on the condition of the 3 people who were hit.
Thieves can't steal the holiday spirit in one New Jersey community.
Everything was like a shambles. They went through the dresser, they went through the desk, they knocked everything over.
The Johansons were the latest victims in a string of break-ins that have been reported in Saddlebrook. Police say just 2 days before Christmas, a thief broke in through a back door, stole jewelry, a laptop, and an unopened television that the couple purchased as a Christmas present. A Good Samaritan heard about this burglary, then came through in a big way.
Someone saw the story and they actually wanted to gift us a television. It's an amazing ending. This is really feels like Christmas.
Really makes you feel good. The generous donor wants to remain anonymous.
All right, now you may be starting breakfast for your family, but some people have been up. They've been cooking for hours just to make sure New York City's elderly residents have a warm meal on this holiday. Today, New York's Mark Santee is in East Williamsburg with a look at their efforts. Mark, good morning and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Gus. And just for you, I know you wanted an update on Ricardo and Jackie's famous pernil. It looks fantastic, Gus. So this is all ready to go. They're busy here in the kitchen, ready to feed nearly 10,000 people. I'm joined right now by Beth Shapiro. Beth, your executive director of City Meals on Wheels. Talk a little bit about the program today. I mean, you're feeding people every day, but today's very special.
Today is special when you think about your day with family, friends, celebrating. I know you're working, but I have a feeling you've got someplace to go later.
This isn't work. Beth, we're having a good time this morning. This is not work.
It's amazing. So we're feeding, as you said, nearly 10,000 people today, homebound elderly New Yorkers, people who cannot get out or shop and cook for themselves. Here in Brooklyn, we've got ribs you're looking at. We have the pernil you said, veggies, Spanish rice, but really making sure there's a nutritious meal going to the home of someone who would be alone otherwise today.
A lot of people watching, Beth, how can I help? What can I do? And I know with you, you're very proud about donations for City Meals on Wheels because all the money goes to feeding and reaching out and touching senior citizens.
It is. The first meal we delivered was 34 years ago today on Christmas Day. At that time, our founder, Gail Green, said not 10 cents can go to anything other than meals, getting meals on the table. Since that day, we've guaranteed 100% of all donations from the general public go to meal preparation and delivery. Every penny.
And we were talking, Beth, all of this food today going to New Yorkers, seniors who helped build this city, who helped and who now need a little bit of help.
Yeah, you know, we're feeding people who are 60 and older, average age 83, 90. We have over 300 people who are 100 years old or older. It's exactly what I've said. They built this city. We owe it to them. I owe it to them. You owe it to them to make sure we take care of them with a simple meal. It doesn't take much.
And I don't want to keep you because I know you're overlooking, keeping an eye on the spare ribs. A lot of food going out. As you said, 10,000 New Yorkers going to be fed today. Fantastic work, Beth. Back to you, Gus and Natalie.
All right,
let's get back to these ribs.
Some great perspective there. Thanks to you, Mark, and also to Beth.
It is 20 to 7 right now. New York City has a Christmas gift for more than 50,000 homeowners who are poor, elderly, or disabled. It is a $115 break on their next water bill. The credit is part of the Home Water Assistance Program. The program started last year, and it is expanding to include people who qualify for the Federal Home Energy Assistance Program or for property tax exemptions for senior citizens or the disabled. The credit will show up automatically on their next bill. Christmas came early for some drivers in the Bronx who were pulled over by the NYPD.
There you go, look at that. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
But this is a fantastic traffic stop. Instead of tickets, officers handed out toys to families in Edenwald after stopping their cars. The officers of the 47th Precinct say they got an overflow of donations during this year's holiday toy drive, so they decided to surprise the drivers and others with an unexpected gift.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. But now, it's a good gesture. I'm really happy.
It's very awesome.
Very awesome. That's great. NYPD says they gave away hundreds of toys and they spread a lot of holiday cheer. Kids are pumped up there.
6:41 up next. Christmas Day, yeah, but you will not believe what one local store already has on display.
Then later, a new twist on the traditional Christmas Mass. Are you looking at your screen right now? See how a local church is using the Force this holiday season.
Plus, your weather and traffic on the 4s is coming up. You're watching Today in New York.
Good morning, everyone. Merry Christmas as well. Time now for weather and traffic on the 4s, and we've been tracking that dense fog off to the south and west. Now, dense fog advisories have been lifted for Nassau and Suffolk County, so that's good news. Still some patchy fog, but the worst of it still off to the south and west. You can see all these counties in New Jersey. Dense fog advisories continue in effect, so if you have travel plans this morning, definitely want to keep it safe and slow if you can. Temperatures in Westchester County are cooler than yesterday, that's for sure. We're down to the 40s and 50s. It is cooler to the north of town, 48 in Tompkins Cove, 52 Tarrytown, 49 Armonk. Yeah, I'm saying cooler, but it's still well above average. And as we head south, closer to the city, near 60, and it's 63 degrees down the shore in Long Branch. Finding the cool weather in places like Poughkeepsie and Monticello with temperatures there in the 40s. Obviously, not a white Christmas. No snow on the ground around the tri-state today. Here's a look at Storm Tracker. It is quiet. We have no rain to worry about right now, but a front just off to the south could spark off some showers later on today. Now, as we jump ahead to the weekend tomorrow, it is a cooler day for Saturday. Some showers as well, especially later in the day. 52-year high, so that's a big change over what we've seen over the past few days. 70s yesterday, 60s today, and then 50s tomorrow. Sunday, we bounce back, 66, and your record high temperature is 63. So that's another record that is likely to fall on Sunday, and it's going to be mild again. A little bit of shower activity in the mix. Not a total washout, though. You can see on Future Tracker around 9 o'clock this morning, lots of clouds. Notice the sunshine to the north of New York City. It's going to be a bright Christmas for you in places like Danbury up towards Rhinebeck. Sunny skies for you from time to time. The clouds kind of locked on around the city, and there are those pesky showers off to the south, mainly Monmouth and Ocean counties. Showers do linger into the overnight hours. 7-day forecast shows cool tomorrow, warmer on Sunday with showers both days, and then Monday as we head back to work. Quite chilly there. Wind chills in the 30s and 20s throughout the day. Breezy and tracking a chance for a wintry mix Monday night into Tuesday. Let's get a check of the commute right now. Lauren Scala has a look at that. Hey, Lauren.
Thanks, Rafi. Good morning, everyone. One problem out there on the roads that might get in your way, the major Deegan heading southbound after East 233rd Street. An accident investigation that's been out there since about 4:30 this morning. So that still shuts down 2 lanes with all lanes subject to closure. Now that it's almost 7 o'clock, we have more people out there on the road, so you can see a delay here. This is a spot to avoid. Let's head over to the Connecticut Turnpike. out by exit 17 in Westport. Some police activity out there on the shoulder, or at least, yeah, that is definitely the shoulder. I was like, or the right lane, but you can see it's not causing any delays, so just something to keep in mind. And then heading over to the George Washington Bridge, you're going to see the sun coming up in the distance there. Really beautiful morning out there. No delays heading into the tolls at any of your Hudson River crossings. Again, the Major Deegan is really the only problem out there, and alternate side of the street parking rules are suspended, as well as meter rules. Back to you, Gus and Natalie.
All right, Lauren, thanks. 6:48 right now. Britain's Queen Elizabeth is saying that light can triumph over darkness. That part of her annual Christmas address should be broadcast in just a few hours. She admits there have been moments of darkness during the last year. The Queen records her speech, and she spends Christmas at her estate.
Well, Nat, it is Christmas Day, as we've been noting, but some stores are already getting ready for Valentine's Day. Yeah, Stacy Marsh Decker took this picture on Wednesday in the seasonal aisle at Walmart up in Monticello, Suffolk County. So if you love candy hearts, now you know where to go. Hop on Route 17 and head up to the Walmart in Monticello and get a head start on that.
I love those candy hearts, but it is just too soon. We are not there yet.
All right, time 6:48. Up next, see how local church is using Star Wars to draw in the faithful. You got to see this.
You've definitely got to stick around for this one. You are watching Today in New York.
Hey everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. This is Senior Jean Paul from 106 Western Wing in New York. I want to wish everyone a very safe holiday, and I want to give a shout out to my wonderful girlfriend back home, miss you baby, and my wonderful family. Thank you for the support.
It is 6:52 right now. Such a beautiful shot. Merry Christmas, a perfect way to start the Christmas day here with a shot of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. In a church not so far away, a pastor held a very unusual Christmas Eve service, hoping that the force of Christmas, that is, would be with his congregation.
We're going to tell you the story of Christmas in a way you've probably never heard.
Okay, parents, take a second, look at the screen. This is called Cosmic Christmas. The idea, according to senior pastor Tim Lucas, is to capture the attention of children with wandering minds. Part of the service at the Liquid Church, dancing stormtroopers, and the story of Star Wars is a sort of metaphor for the story of Jesus.
It's really to tell the message of Christmas in a fresh way. We're using the epic story of Star Wars to tell the greatest story ever told from the Bible.
The Liquid Church has 5 locations in New Jersey. We're told services have doubled since Star Wars The Force Awakens opened in theaters.
Yeah, they got a full house there. Well, the Grinch got caught in the act in a special video posted online by one police department in Massachusetts.
Breathe. Drop it. Turn around.
Uh-oh. That video shows officers in Dartmouth, Massachusetts stopping the Grinch from breaking into the Who family house. The clip ends with the Grinch being found guilty of attempting to steal Christmas and sentenced to community service at Santa's Village. No word on where his little dog Max is this morning.
A member of the NBC family has said, I do. Carson Daly walked the aisle with longtime girlfriend Siri Pinter, who is a self-taught cook, has appeared on many times on the Today Show. The couple's been together for 10 years, engaged since 2013. The newlyweds have 3 children. Pinter called her wedding day the best day of her life and added, all you need is love.
Darn right.
Congratulations.
Absolutely. Up next, already breaking heat records on this holiday. Racky tells us how warm it's going to get.
You're watching Today in New York. Right now, the faithful are gathering at St. Patrick's Cathedral to celebrate Christmas.
Today in New York's Catherine Craig is there. Kat?
And Natalie and Gus, Merry Christmas, and a lot of people celebrating the Christmas day by going to Mass. Here at St. Patrick's Cathedral, a lot of people showing up already for the 7 a.m. Mass. The midnight Mass, though, our cameras were rolling, and there were so many people gathered there. Thousands of people gathered for that special event. Cardinal Dolan also welcomed 2 refugee families that were there taking part in the service. They were hosted by Catholic Charities. He didn't identify them, but said one family fled El Salvador, another a Muslim family from the Ivory Coast. He said that there's nothing more Christmas Christmassy than to welcome a family that is seeking refuge, to welcome them with open arms. And again, a big mass to celebrate. 7 a.m. mass. It'll start in just minutes from now. Back to you, Natalie and Gus.
Okay, thanks, Catherine. Now to Mark Santia in East Williamsburg, where volunteers have been working for hours to help those in need of a warm meal today. Mark?
And we stay chilly throughout much of next week, so change coming our way.
Wow. The Today Show is up next.
And that's what's happening today in New York. Hope you're having a great day and a Merry Christmas.